Jono, first and foremost, welcome back to Hobart, and obviously it's been about 3 years since you played with the Chargers, obviously doing some different stuff now in the different space of the basketball world. You're here today and you run some tryouts. Can you tell us a little bit more about Stripe Basketball Australia and what that entails?
100%. So Stripe Basketball, we've just given kids that work really hard an opportunity. It's used as a platform to, allow these kids to potentially get over to the US and play in these different AAU tournaments, which is the Amateur Athletic Union, to get over there, get more exposure, get out of their comfort zone and really expand their territory and hopefully get picked up for a US scholarship. That's the main goal. We had a lot of success with a Tasmanian local in Jordan Peel, high character kid, worked his butt off and put his best foot forward, put a few games together over a course of duration, and he was happy to get that done. So coming back to Tassie, obviously I used to play for the Chargers, and that's something that always stays in my heart. So
nice to see you out around about 30 to 35 kids here today trying out. You must be happy with all the tryouts that you've been to, because you're going around the country here to find the best talent you can get.
Yeah, sure am, Ronnie. I'm grateful and blessed enough to have this opportunity to come into Swisher. It was a conversation that I had with Stewie and Barty and Nashi, and they allowed me with open arms to come back here and be able to run these trials in Hobart. And it's something that I always wanted to do. So now that I'm able to come back here and do this for the locals and the community here in Tassie, especially Hobart, it's way more rewarding, believe it or not, than when I was playing, because it's bigger than me now. So.
And of course, your time with the Chargers, Jono, was a very good one. Obviously that team was fully stacked with some very good talent, and I swear, if the season didn't get cancelled in the end, I think we would have won the Southern Conference that year. How was your time in Hobart back in 21, playing with a great bunch of blokes as well too, but also having Stewie under your commandment?
It was unreal. That team, like I said before to all the kids and the parents, Hobart Chargers is the most professional state league club that I've ever been a part of, as far as not just on court, but feeling comfortable away from home here. The community base, the community support, the sponsors, people down here in Hobart are in the game for the right reasons. And for me, I learnt a lot of the game of basketball through Stewie, who's an ex-professional player in the NBL, still holds records with the Perth Wildcats in shooting percentage. I tailored my game after him, always picked his brain, and he was able to help me a lot. And that group that we had down here, we were going to win that, Ronnie. I honestly believe it. Once we went on that 3-game road trip and capped off on a Sunday and beat Knox, that's when I knew that teams might stay in the game with us, but at some point, we had shooters shooting over plus 45%, so we had stretch forwards that could knock down shots, and everyone did their role. And in my opinion, to be super successful in NBL 1, you have to have a very good local base, and no one does it better than Hobart.
Absolutely. How have you seen the game evolve and change over the last 3 years or so? Now, of course, Jono, Tasmania has their NBL team in there, and I think we mentioned to you earlier that every clinic that we go to and have a look at, there'll be kids in jack jumpers jerseys and whatnot. How have you seen the boom of the sport just go up another notch here in the state?
Mate, it's phenomenal. I remember, obviously, my dad's era was, if you're Andre Moores, your Gerhards, you're jumping Joe Hurst, and I remember the Devils times around that. So it's just really, really good to see that come back into the modern day with the jack jumpers and the outreach that they're able to do through the community, and have high level coaching staff, the players, and obviously the whole Defend the Island thing is huge, and it just looks like the whole community's behind it. But more importantly, they have a culture, and that culture works its way down through the grassroots here in Tasmanian basketball. And if you do a track record, the Tasmanian players that do come out are elite players, and it's now great to see that they have something to work towards, that if I work really hard and I can hit my goals, that one day I can be a jack jumper. And it's proven, because they're just 5-10 minutes down the road. So
Jono, what's ahead for you now? Obviously, again, working with your company there, Stripe Basketball, and are you doing a little bit of agency work as well too, I hear on the grapevine?
100%, Ronnie. So the agency business is Rise Sports Management, and then the Rise Sports Nil. So I'm working very closely. My partner is Cameron Burstow, whose brother's Jared. Jared played with the Jack Jumpers, and Cam obviously played in the NBA, has a wealth of networks and connections. Myself, I played professionally as well. So if you put those two things together, on top of that, we're able to help Nick Stoddard this year as well, get a DP position with the Jack Jumpers. And you look at Sean Burstow, he was able to sign with New Zealand, one of the best deals as a rookie coming into the NBL. So we're obviously trying to build it with the local base, but other than that, we're doing very good in outreaching in the international game of the agency, and continually talking to NBL GMs and coaches. And this is great with Strive, where I can switch off and then go back to the grassroots and just help kids develop their overall game. And if they are good enough, then they can end up in a situation like a Josh Hughes, and we help manage his career as well. So.
Have you got any more tryouts to go? Like, as we mentioned, you've been sipping around the country. Have you got any more states to attend to?
So we're going to cap this off with Hobart. Like to leave, they say, the best till last. Go out with a bang. We've had a lot of expression of interest in Melbourne through Knox and Dandenong and Bendigo. So we might throw another one in there in November and just outreach to the the Melbourne and Victorian community. But other than that, we're going to go back to the drawing board now, meet with our coaches, just see how kids can weigh it up and if they can compete at that next level. So that's the next stage of it.
Well, a fantastic opportunity not only for players, not only here in Hobart or Tasmania rather, but all around the country as well too. Jono, great to see that you're doing some great work in this space, and really happy to see you once again. And you're always welcome back to Hobart anytime. Once a Charger, always a Charger. And thanks for your time, my man.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. And I just keep doing what you're doing, because, like I said before, you and JB pretty much set the standard, and every other NBL team are trying to catch up to you guys. And it's just great that what you're doing around the community, Ronnie. So thank you.